Hey everybody, it's Queen of Light 1111. I hope you're all doing well. Sorry that this is a reading that is coming in later than usual, but I had some stuff I needed to take care of, and so here I am with your Friday reading. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the energies of masculine and feminine. We're going to look at the head, heart, and environment. We're going to get their overall energy. And because I am feeling that there is a lot of purging happening, there's some shadow work that's being done, I've used the Kali Oracle here to just see how Kalima is working with masculine and feminine at this time. You know, we've got the full moon coming up on Monday, and I will do a full moon reading on Monday, but we typically tend to feel the full moon energies a few days before and then a few days after. And so I really do feel like, probably starting today on Friday, a lot of you have been feeling some shadowy energy or some heaviness with the full moon. And we're also now today in Mercury retrograde. So it could be old feelings coming up, sadness, just a general heaviness, maybe even some symptoms of pain showing up in certain areas in your chakra. For example, maybe you've got a little bit of sore throat. If there's no communication in your connection, maybe there's a little bit of other energies or blockages in some of your chakras, and it's manifesting in some sort of symptom. So I'm just really feeling this energy. I'm feeling both masculine and feminine are going through some things at this time. It does feel like they are still in this place of more masculine, closing out a karmic cycle, okay? Because at the bottom of the deck for their overall energy towards each other at this time, we have Seven of Swords, Three of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. If this doesn't say karmic, karma, karmic attachment, then I don't know what does, because this is absolutely the energy of this like last and final karmic lesson through an external energy that just needs to be wrapped up. It needs to be wrapped up. So there are either third party connections, karmic connections, or situations that are external, that are affecting the connection, that they need to be there right now. It is part of their destiny. It is part of their fate. It is part of a cycle that needs to occur to close this out. And I really feel like this is the energy for masculine. He's got to make a decision this time. He's got to make a different, more aligned choice this time. And so this is the part, right? Where is he going to make the decision of alignment, or is he going to go through the same karmic cycle all over again? So this is an energy where it feels like for feminine, that it's hard for her because she's just really having to pull back. She's in this energy where she has to trust in her intuition. She's got to focus on herself, focus on her own journey. And at this point, she has nothing more to do in this connection for him, with him, about him. Okay? All she needs to do is focus on her and her path and her journey and where she needs to go. And it's about her standing in that strength. There's nothing more. There's really nothing more. And I've been picking this up now. This is probably the fourth reading I've done where it very much feels to me like feminine's work with this masculine is done, meaning that she has done everything she can as far as her growth, her healing, her ascension, as related to him. She's healed it. She stands as an empress. She stands in her power. Now, if outer sacred union is going to manifest, he's going to have to step up, and he's going to have to be divine masculine, because distorted masculine is not an alignment for this divine feminine anymore. Okay, so I'm going to start getting into the energies, but before I do, if you want to purchase your own reading, coaching session, or healing session, go to queenoflight1111.com. And remember, I have a masterclass that is on sale at this time on my website. It's called Masterclass, How to Read Tarot Like a Priestess. And that is available at a sale price right now on my website. And if you are in the United States and want to purchase that class, I will ship you for free while supplies last my Divine Connections tarot deck. And that is the first tarot deck that I created with divine masculine and feminine in mind. So if you're in the United States and you purchase my class, I will ship you my tarot deck for free. The tarot class is, you'll get 10 videos, okay? 10 videos. There's a welcome video. There is a video that tells you the story of tarot from the Fool's Journey to all of the cycles of ascension and challenges and lessons to the World card, which is the completion. Then we go through each of a separate video on the major arcanas, on swords, on wands, on cups, on pentacles. So separate classes for each of the suits. And then the final 9th class is demonstration, how to read tarot with multiple tarot decks, how to read tarot as a story, how to read tarot with oracle cards. It is self-paced. It is at your leisure. Once you buy the class, I email you the links and you go for it, okay? And again, if you're in the United States, I will ship you my Divine Connections tarot deck for free. So it's on sale now. And it's at a sale price now. So if you want to purchase, go to queenoflight1111.com. Let's start with the bottom of the deck. For masculine and feminine's overall energy, we have the 7 of Swords, okay? 7 of Swords, and then 3 of Cups clarifies it with the Karma, with the Wheel of Fortune. This already right away smells like the energy of third-party situations, karmic situations. So when the 7 of Swords comes out in this particular deck, this is the In-Between Tarot, and it's available on my Amazon storefront. The link is in the description box. This is the energy of the last ray of hope. Okay, meaning that this is the point where they feel like they just can't cope anymore. Okay, this is feminine feeling like, you know what, I just can't cope with anymore. And masculine saying, you know what, I can't cope with this third party situation anymore either, but I have one last trick up my sleeve, or I have one last ego-driven action that I want to take towards this third party or karmic. Now it's Mercury retrograde. I'm not shocked at all. So it's this energy where, you know, divine feminine's like, you know what, I just don't have any more hope. There's this third party connection. There is this karmic cycle. He's stuck in it. And masculine's in this energy of, you know, I've got one more trick up my sleeve with these third parties that I need to cycle out. Okay? So this is very much an energy where this is it. He needs to decide at this point, is he going to continue this trickery and trickster energy and stay out of his power, or is he going to align? Okay, and frankly, for feminine, it's this energy of, okay, when is enough enough? When is enough enough? When are you going to say, okay, you know what? He's not coming back, or he's not vibrating to my same match, and I need to continue to move forward. At what point do you do that? And I feel like feminine is really at the point where she's like, she knows that she needs to keep it moving, but there is still like one toe in the back, like, masculine, are you going to join me? You know, it's that energy. So divine feminine's overall energy towards masculine, we have this moon card right now, and it's going into the sun's energy. So right now at this time, she just feels like there's no clarity. She feels like she's in this place of the unknown. She feels like she's in her illusion, in some subconscious energy. She just feels like she's navigating through the dark, and she's just in this energy of just pause. She's in this energy of like, when is the clarity going to come? When is the illumination about this third party situation, or if it's over or if it's still happening, going to come? When is the clarity about whether or not he's going to continue to make repetitive mistakes? When is that clarity going to come? Masculine's overall energy, look at this, King of Cups and going into the Page of Cups. This is very interesting to me, because this is telling me he's got one last lesson about his inner child with this third party situation. So when the King of Cups comes out in this energy where it's transitioning into the Page, this is this return to childhood. He's done some work. He's got some emotional maturity, but he's now taking it back and now looking at his childhood, looking at some of his inner child wounds. This is this energy where he knows that he needs to let some things go. He knows that he needs to surrender some things, but there is some energy about am I stable enough? Am I grounded enough? Because I know who I used to be. So in his overall energy towards feminine, he's got some emotional maturity, but he has returned back to childhood. He's returned back to some inner child wounds, and he's cycling that out with this third party situation. But in his energy towards feminine, it really shows me that he's returning back to his childhood, and it's helping him become this stable, grounded, very loyal king. But his energy is that he knows what he's done. He knows that he's been a trickster. He knows that she knows the things that he's done, and that he did make poor decisions, that he was messing around. Okay, so he's in this energy where in his overall energy towards feminine is there's this bit of return to childhood, return to an inner child wound, and he's returning back to that karmic or third party for that lesson to become this stable person. But he's in this energy where with his feminine where he knows his inner child wounds affected the decisions that he's made, and therefore he knows the shade that he brought to this connection. So now let's look at the theme for the head, heart, environment for masculine and feminine. So for divine feminine, we've got her in this energy of the broken heart. Okay, she's brokenhearted, and she's really stuck in that broken heart. This is the devil card with the 10 of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, which is the player energy, right? That Casanova energy. So in her overall energy, head, heart, environment, she's really brokenhearted. I really do feel like she's stuck in that sadness, in the loss, in the betrayal, in the loss of abundance, her union being restricted because of his irresponsibility. Okay, there's this energy of we were not able to expand and ground this union. And this is really what she's doing. She's mourning this connection in that, my heart's broken. This connection is caged up. We were not able to ground our union into the 3D because of masculine's irresponsibility. And so therefore she's really feeling the ending of her connection, the energy of, this feels like, he keeps going back to the same person or going back to the same pattern or going back into the same cycle. And she's in this energy like, I've grown, and we're not going to be able to ground our union if this crap continues. Divine masculine's overall energy towards feminine, like this theme here, right? This head, heart, environment. We have the Queen of Cups. So women holding a heart. So he's in this energy where he's being very patient about, either talking to or reconciling with divine feminine, because look, he's going through a karmic cycle, Wheel of Fortune again. That's why that bottom of the deck energy with the 7 of Swords and the 3 of Cups, this is his karmic cycle. And feminine's kind of an observer. She's not even an active party in this right now, okay? She's not an active person in this contract right now. She can't be, because he's wrapping up a lesson, or he's going to continue the lesson. If he's wrapping up the lesson, she has nothing to do with it. He's got to wrap it up. If he's going to continue the lesson, she's not going to have anything to do with it, because he's still not a vibrational match. It is when he closes the lesson, completes the lesson, and then comes to her as divine masculine, that is when she participates in the connection. But she just needs to sit back and not do anything with this connection right now. The ball's in his court. And so in his overall energy towards feminine, he's saying, Queen of Cups, I see you. I know you're in your heart space. I know you are emotionally mature. And please be patient, or I have some patience, because I am still going through a karmic cycle, right? There's also an energy of wanting some forgiveness from this from feminine, of this karmic cycle that they've both been in. It's this energy of, he understands his heart, he understands his love, he understands his feelings and his desires towards his feminine, but there is this karma, there's this destiny, there is this energy of that third party that needs to occur. Like, this is game time. I keep saying that. Is he going to grow up or not? We'll see. But feminine, you are not a party to this right now. This is all masculine. This is all masculine. You are an observer. You are not participating actively in this connection because you've done your work as related to this counterpart. So divine feminine's most significant thought when she thinks of masculine, it's this energy of Archangel Gabriel. She wants communication. That would absolutely be a wish if communication came through, but she knows that there's delays because there's still a power struggle with masculine. He's still unpredictable. He's still battling himself. He's still fighting himself. He's still in ego. So when she observes him, she still sees he still operates in ego sometimes. So while the communication would be her dream and her wish, it's not happening because he's still in ego. Divine masculine's most significant thought when he thinks of feminine, we have the door to romance. He does want to open the door. But do you see how the heart is still in the cage? So he's like, maybe wants to open the door, but he's not ready to give his heart because he's still going through his shadows. He's still in his fears. He's still in his illusions. When he looks ahead, he is now starting to use his intuition. But there's a lot of fear when he thinks about, looking ahead. When he thinks about expanding the connection, when he thinks about how he needs to grow. There's an energy of wanting to open the door, but can he open his heart? That's the whole problem to begin with, right? You have to be willing to give and receive love. Someone can give, but if you're not ready to receive love, then that continues an imbalanced connection. So his most significant thought is, I want to open the door, but my heart's still caged. My heart's still caged because I'm still going through my shadows. So I can't expand this connection right now because he's still ending a karmic lesson. So what about the heart space for feminine when she feels for masculine, right? She's in this energy where she knows that he must come forward in his integrity. He must come forward. And in the meantime, here's High Priestess. She's got to listen. She cannot be initiating and inserting herself. He's got to come forward as the King of Swords, as a masculine in his integrity with boundaries. And so she has to listen. She's got to restrain herself. She has to stand in her strength that she is the Empress. You want to be with me? You have to match me as the Emperor. I'm the Empress. You have to be the Emperor. You have to be in your boundaries. You have to have good boundaries. You have to have good standards. You have to stand in your integrity and honesty. You have to take accountability. And until then, I'm going to be silent. I'm just going to listen. I'm going to restrain myself. I'm going to stand in my strength as divine feminine. What about divine masculine's heart space for feminine? There's this energy. Again, another door. He wants to open the door to his spirit. He wants to open the door to this spiritual connection. In his heart, he wants to communicate. In his heart, he wants to communicate, but he's still juggling. He's still juggling whether to communicate or not. He could be juggling other relationships. Look at this Moon card, which is also Page of Cups here. And this is his uncertainty. This is his immaturity. He is not a king yet to talk to the Empress. So while his heart desires communication, he's still unbalanced. So what about the environment as related to masculine? What is happening in feminine's environment as related to masculine? Caring connections. So she's really starting to gain her strength and her courage and her confidence. She's really getting into the energy of being patient. Being patient, letting the universe harmonize this connection so that masculine comes forward as the Emperor. So she's in surrender. There's a lot of passive receptive energy, which I love. We have the High Priestess here. We've got the Empress energy. We've got Temperance here. And then we have the High Priestess. I feel one more time somewhere. I feel like, oh, he had it. But Page of Swords, which is the observation. So she's in this energy where she's just taken a complete step back. She's got to pull that toe out of the water with him, though, right? Like, stop looking in the rear view mirror. Let him catch up to you. So what's in the environment for divine masculine as related to feminine? Look at this, attachment. So when this card comes out, this energy has everything to do with him not being able to let go. Okay, so when this card comes out, this is like, look at it, it's a number 5. There's challenge. It's this energy of, like need, not being able to let go of a certain pattern, of old patterns. So he's very much in this energy of not being able to let go, not being able to let go of mental conflict, not being able to let go of his, energy of refusing to compromise. He's not able to let go of his player energy. But guess what? He's really looking at himself. He recognizes what he's done or what he's doing. So recognition is there. Now, whether or not he does right by feminine or the third party, or even by himself, most importantly, is to be seen. We shall see. Because in his environment, he's really knowing that he's got to let go, but he's refusing to compromise because he's still in ego. He's got to let go of the player energy, which already came back for the bottom of the deck for divine feminine, where that Knight of Wands, which is him, this is why the connection is caged. This is why the connection is restricted. This is why we are not moving forward into sacred union yet, because masculine has not come into his power to rise up to feminine's place where she is. Look at, we have Empress and Emperor here in her spread. She's in her heart, he's in the environment. She knows you got to step up in the 3D masculine and be that divine masculine if you want an Empress. But he's very much in the energy where, he's still healing some inner child wounds. I feel like he's very close. We have the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. He's in King energy. He knows what he's done. He recognizes what he's done, but he's facing his shadows. He wants to open all of the doors to you, to his heart, to the spiritual connection, but he's not ready because he's still juggling. He's still looking ahead and he has some fears. There's a lot of mental conflict about releasing this crappy Casanova behavior. So how is Kalima helping the twins? So this is the bottom of the deck. We have Kala Dhara. So number 3, I like that. I like that because it tells me that she is working with both of them. So when Kala Dhara comes up, this is this energy where when hope is lost and you can't find your way forward, which is a lot like that moon energy for feminine. Like, I just don't know. When am I going to get clarity? Kala Dhara comes out and it's a reminder of that endless resourcefulness, creativity, and abundance of divine feminine. Divine feminine's love will always find a way. And if that way doesn't exist, then it will be created. It will manifest. If you can't see it, if you can't feel it, know that Kalima is there. Kalima is with you. Okay, right now it feels very, very hopeless. But Kala Dhara is telling us that this is an ending of a cycle after the full moon, when things go as far as they can go, and then a fresh cycle begins. So this is really telling me, for feminine specifically, that clarity will come, and especially that she got the moon card. Clarity will come after the full moon cycle. And this also tells me for masculine, where he's returning to his inner child wounds through karmic lessons to be that king for feminine, that things will go as far as they can go in this cycle, so a fresh cycle can begin. So this is telling us that Kalima is telling us that just trust her timing. Trust the universe's timing. Trust the process. Just stay true to your inner work and know that all your efforts here, feminine, are going to bear fruit. So now, what does Kalima want to say to feminine? How is Kalima helping feminine on her journey at this time? And we have the card of Kali, Kalmasa Nasini. Okay, it's a lot. Kali Kalmasa Nasini. So when this card comes out, this card, is the energy of, how do I want to explain it? I mean, you look, she's fierce, right? She's got her arrow up. She's ready for battle. She's got the bow in one hand. She's got the arrow in another hand. But when this card comes up, this is the energy where she's telling divine feminine that you have so much divine support for your purpose, and that everything that's happening to you at this time, you have the resources, the strength, and the will to handle it. You don't have to handle this connection or what's happening with both guns blazing. You don't. You don't need to rise up and fight and get masculine to see the light. You don't have to do that. No. This is this energy where you've got to be in your strength and just sit back. Give up the old stories, the past that you keep replaying, where you keep hurting yourself, right? In the Seven of Pentacles, you're in this pause, and in the pause, you are sitting in your past energy, right? Cut those ties to the past, cut those ties to the old storylines, because you've outgrown that. You're the Empress now. It's time to cut the past and release yourself into the new cycle. So the way Kalima is helping feminine is stop bringing the old stories into the present. Bring the lesson and keep it moving. Don't keep beating yourself up. You could have done this. I should have done that. I shouldn't have done this. Believe in yourself, in your path, and know that the divine, the light, can never be overcome. It can never be overcome. So how is Kalima helping divine masculine? We have the card of Guna Tantrika. This is a very, very, very powerful card. When this card comes out, this is the energy of whether or not masculine will detach, or will he stay stagnant? Will he detach and learn from the karmic lessons, or will he stay stagnant and not learn? This is the energy of, will masculine stay the same on this journey, or will he rise up and be masculine? So this is the energy where Kalima is helping masculine get the energy to come out of stagnation, because he has been in excess. He's been in an excessive holding pattern. Just not going to do anything. Just not going to do. I'm not going to communicate. Not going to grow. I'm not going to make a move. Not going to talk to masculine. I'm not going to talk to feminine. I'm not going to accept responsibility. I'm not going to take accountability for my actions. He's been stuck in that, in an excessive energy. He's been in that holding pattern. And so when this card comes up, this is the energy where, the divine starts making masculine uncomfortable enough so he takes action to create change. So Kalima is in this energy where, instead of him being dismissive or indifferent or detaching or just standing in victimization or suffering, she is really helping him with inner knowledge, because, guna means to learn, right? Helping him with inner knowledge, knowing when to disengage from other people, knowing when to take action towards people, when to rest, when have activity, when to detach, when to engage. So when this card comes up, this is telling us that spirit is helping masculine shift cycles. He's got the wheel of fortune 2 times, one at the bottom of the deck here and once in the overall energy with feminine. It's this energy of overcoming a cycle that he has become stagnant in, very repetitive in. It's time to shift the cycle. and give him the strength, the energy, the knowledge to make the change that he needs to be, to give him the courage and the power and the capacity to do what he needs to do. So I do feel like as we head into this full moon, feminine, divine is saying you are supported. Just release it to this, release this, please, to the divine. And for the masculines, things are going to start to get a little uncomfortable over the full moon, to see if you are going to make the decision to come out of this karmic cycle. So, perhaps there will be some clarity after the full moon. But remember, like I said at the beginning of this reading, we feel the energies a few days before and a few days after. I feel like it won't be till the end of next week where we start to see some shift and change. So I hope that this reading helped. And if there's anything I could do for you guys by way of a reading, a coaching session, or a healing session, then please do not hesitate to book that session on my website at queenoflight1111.com. And again, don't forget, I have the tarot class, How to Read Tarot Like a Priestess, available on my website. Free tarot deck, free Divine Connections tarot deck. If you live in the US, I will ship it once you purchase. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.